Well, guys, new wrestling season is upon you. How excited are you guys? Ben, you've been around here for a little bit. How excited are you this year?
Yeah, I'm definitely pretty excited to get back out on the mat, especially how after last year ended. I'm excited to get some more matches in and see how it all plays out.
Yeah. What about Gavin? You're the new guy, one of them in the room. What's the adjustment been like for you?
It's been a second since I've wrestled, so it's definitely been a little bit of a refresher. So it's just been fun to get back in there, meet some new people. So I got some work to do.
Yeah. We'll talk about coming back from your injury last season. I know that was tough on you, Ben. What's the process been like to, especially coming back for wrestling?
Really just been trying to get as flexible and as strong as I can in that knee, and I've been working really hard in the off season after I came back from my knee injury to be able to even wrestle. And now that I'm back to the point where I feel comfortable enough to wrestle, I'm pretty happy with how far I've come. Definitely got a lot stronger in both my legs, so that's good to see.
I know you guys are missing Isaac Sell, maybe your top returner overall. What has that done to this wrestling room this year, especially since you've been around him the last couple of years?
Definitely takes away some competition just because there's a few top dogs in the wrestling room this year, and he definitely would have been up there too. And it's just nice to have that extra competition. I know I wrestle with Gavin and Fisher, they're pretty good, but it's nice to have Isaac there too, just to kind of beat up on me sometimes a little bit and kind of push each other. So it's definitely a little different than years past, but I'm pretty happy with my wrestling partners right now.
Yeah. Gavin, what's the experience like for you in this wrestling room early on?
These guys are great. They've been teaching me up, getting me back in the conditioning state. So it's been a good learning experience, very helpful today.
You said it's been a minute since you've wrestled, so what's it been like to kind of get back to a little bit of the grind?
Lots of conditioning, lots of running. Just got to get in shape, get the technique back down, but once it clicks, it clicks.
Yeah. Where are you going to be wrestling at this year?
I'll be going 182s.
182. So how do you feel comfortable with that? And okay. All right. What do you want to get out of this first weekend, I guess?
Just get back into it, have some fun, try some new things, figure out what I like to do, and see how it goes.
Yeah. What about for the team? It seems like you guys are finally maybe turning a corner here, Ben. And I talked with Coach Brinkman about this, the fact that we knew that there was a little bit of a lull coming. So now it's starting maybe to turn and getting a little uptick. How excited are you? What is the talk even amongst the guys?
I'm pretty excited. I know a lot of the guys are excited. This year's a big year just because, like you said, we have a lot of underclassmen coming up, a lot of potential in the room, which is really nice to see. And overall, for this first weekend, I'd say just trying to get back in the groove so all the younger kids kind of get rid of that shock of their first matches, because that's a big deal. I know my first high school match was pretty intense, especially my first varsity match. So just getting over that little hump, and then they'll finally start getting used to it, and I think we have a lot of potential to do good this year.
You went through a COVID situation in baseball. You went through a COVID situation, Gavin, in football. How is it a little weird in wrestling with no big tournaments and you can only have so many duels and competition days? Does that seem a little strange now for wrestling?
It's definitely strange. You got to separate a lot more. Definitely got to make sure you're wearing your mask and just a little more hesitant about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How different is it for you, Ben?
I know in years past for wrestling, at least, like you kind of wrestle everybody in the room, and some of the upper weights would wrestle the coaches, which is a big help because they definitely help push you. And overall, you get a lot more looks on live wrestling. So it's a little different this year just because we only get to wrestle a select few amount of people, which isn't a terrible thing. It's just kind of nice to get those extra looks. As well as like conditioning is a little harder this year just because we can't really sprint anymore because of social distancing and everything. And wearing a mask in the wrestling room when you're conditioning isn't the most fun thing in the world, but just kind of got to roll with the punches. And yeah, so it's not too crazy, nothing too bad.
Hey, bottom line is you guys get to compete in wrestling, right? You actually have a season. So, well, thanks so much. Good luck to you guys this year.
Thank you.